The Detroit Red Wings saw their 6-game point streak and their 3-game win streak come to an end in Edmonton. The Oilers beat the Wings 4-1 on the back of a Zach Hyman hat trick. Simon Edvinsson had the lone goal for Detroit with a really nice assist from Nate Danielson. This was a disappointing defeat, but this has been a really successful road trip for the Red Wings. This is your 7-Minute Wings. Welcome back to the Red Wings Report with Strings and Pucks. This is Jeremy Laura. If you're new here, please click like and subscribe. Head over to hockeyhotstove.com where I write the Red Wings column. You can read my latest write-up as well as entries for the other 31 teams in the league. So, a disappointing loss to be sure, but hard to complain because this has been a really good road trip for Detroit so far. And on this road trip, a lot of good things have been happening. A couple of things that did go well. First, Simon Edvinsson gets the game's lone goal. Edvinsson, he now has 3 points in his last 5 games. If you remember, he had left the game in Calgary. There was some concern Edvinsson wouldn't make it. Not only does he get in the game, he's able to make a difference. It was a really nice rush that he jumps in. And Nate Danielson, who also has 3 points in his past 5 games, he makes a nice assist. He's got 2 options rushing the net. And the line with Danielson and Soderblom continue to look better and better. Danielson finds Edvinsson, nice tip in, and Edvinsson went hard to the net. He ends up hitting the boards. Really, really good sequence and something you hope they can build off of. Danielson is putting things together. And you've seen this each time he's transferred into a league where, like in the AHL last season, scoring was sparse at first, but he was all over the ice doing his thing, getting it done. And then the scoring kicks in. So in the NHL, he comes up and he's noticeable each game. He works incredibly hard, 6'2", right shot centerman, and I think he projects to be one of the best puck carriers, puck handlers Detroit will have. Really impressive to watch him play with the puck. And when he's feeling confident, he can just walk right between defenders. It's really great vision, really great handling. So Danielson's getting on the board now. So what I'm hoping is we're going to see a really good second half from some of these guys. Edvinsson and Danielson, like I said, 3 points their past 5 games. Combine that with Sandin Pellikka, who has 4 points his past 5 games. A couple of guys woke up on this road trip, and this is really good to see. Of course, John Gibson has had his best hockey as a Detroit Red Wing on this Western swing. So again, disappointing loss, but a lot of good things are happening, and I really like what I'm seeing with Danielson and Soderblom. They're working hard, and Soderblom's another one. When he's engaged, he can do things that belie that big frame of his. When you've got someone with that kind of reach and impact who can get net front, who can hold onto the puck in the corners. You guys remember the sequence the other night. Soderblom, when we saw his goals in the World Juniors, if you guys remember the between the leg goals, he's got good hands. He just has to engage for the entire game. And that's what a lot of these guys have to learn. Not Danielson to any degree. He's engaged for 60 minutes. Probably one of the best full game players that Detroit has drafted under Yzerman. He can do it all, absolutely. Soderblom's starting to wake up, and that pairing with Danielson at times when they're working with Finney, those 3 really look good together when they get an opportunity to work. I'm looking at the second half based on what we saw on this road trip, and hopefully the guys like Danielson, Soderblom, Sandin Pellikka, Edvinsson, Kopp has had a really good road trip. He's looking really good on that line with Caden DeBrincat, and maybe they've solidified that. Casper, I don't know. I'm hoping something kicks in, and he's a second half player as well. The most concerning part of this loss is the road ahead for Detroit. Detroit's about to play Chicago and the Islanders. And both of those teams have had the ability to embarrass Detroit this year. the Isles especially. So if Detroit can't bounce back and find a win against Chicago, this could stretch into a 3-game losing streak very, very easily, because the Islanders, for whatever reason, absolutely have Detroit's number this year. And it's been painful, the kind of scoring they've been putting up. So Detroit has to head into Chicago, where Blashill and company have absolutely had their number so far, and it's going to be a tough battle. Realistically, on this road trip, I'm hoping they can grab a point in Chicago, at least get it to overtime or a shootout. If they end this road trip 3-1-2, that's a really good road trip. If they end this road trip 3-2-1, that's a good road trip. But 3-1-2 or possibly 4-1-1, if they end this road trip 4-1-1, that would be a tremendous boost for the team mentally, because the standings are so unforgiving right now. But I'd love to hear from you on this. First, disappointing game, but what are you seeing from Danielson, Soderblom, Edvinsson, Sandin Pellikka right now? Do you agree that they've seemed to have perked up, and hopefully this will carry over to the second half? And I mean offensively, Danielson's a really good all-around player every time he's on the ice. And the road ahead, the next two teams, Chicago and the Islanders, could be a big problem again. You don't want this losing streak to stretch to 3. Thank you for coming by. This is your 7-Minute Wings.